Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Greetings of peace and prosperity to the whole Carlos Lara Memorial State University. Before we formally begin with our event this afternoon, may I request everyone to please settle down and for the invocation to be followed by national anthem.
A prayer for our earth. All-powerful God, you are present in the whole universe and in the smallest of your creatures. You embrace with your tenderness all that exists. Pour out upon us the power of your love, that we may protect life and beauty. Fill us with peace, that we may live as brothers and sisters, harming no one. O God of the poor, help us to rescue the abandoned and forgotten of this earth, so precious in your eyes. Bring healing to our lives, that we may protect the world and not prey on it, that we may sow beauty, not pollution and destruction. Touch the hearts of those who look only for gain at the expense of the poor and the earth. Teach us to discover the worth of each thing, to be filled with awe and contemplation, to recognize that we are profoundly united with every creature as we journey towards your infinite light. We thank you for being with us each day. Encourage us, we pray, in our struggle for justice, love, and peace.
Alright, so once again, maayong hapon sa tanan. Good afternoon. I hope that everyone is feeling good today because this afternoon we will be having another significant event or milestone because month of May is Road and Safety Month Awareness. So this activity serve as a venue for us to raise awareness and road safety on traffic rules in order to reduce casualties due to road accidents. To begin with, may I call on to give his opening remarks Mr. Mark Gerald L. Nalios, the RRM coordinator of the Carlos Hidalgo Memorial State University at its campus.
Good afternoon. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon. We can hear you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, especially to our Student Affairs and Services Director, Ma'am Janet P. Espinosa. At this juncture, I want to talk about the importance of road safety. First of all, I want to thank all the event organizer and the management team for doing such a great effort for public welfare. And of course, to all of the people who gathered here with us. People think that accident only happens to other people. They think they are immune to it. But accident can happen to everyone. And when it happens on the road, the consequence can be severe or even fatal. As an experienced road user, it has this to say: you may take 1,000 risks and get away with it every time, but it takes only one accident, just one, to cause you injury or death. Vehicle accidents are very big cause of death in our society. And where the government is often called upon to improve safety, how true is this? I once had a friend who was a daredevil in motorcyclist, uh, risking his life at the others with his reckless attitude. Well, he must be cheated death one more than 1,000 times, but it took only one accident to end his life. Road safety provides the guidelines so that people won't make mistakes while using the road. Most accidents are caused by the errors of users, some mechanical, but very infrequently does vehicle defects or mechanical failure cause an accident. Harsh driving or driving while drunk is the main cause of accidents. That happens with car. Usually, it is in the person using the vehicle who is at fault. A person who is under the influence of drugs or alcohol is not fit to be using vehicle because his or her judgment is compromised. Everyone should learn the road traffic and safety rules at a very early age to perform safer behavior in later life. Know all the traffic rules and obey them. If you see people speeding recklessly, jumping queues, jumping red lights, parking illegally, etc., so on and so forth, please do not follow their example or try to teach them anything. Leave them alone or make a report to the police. Don't try to deal with them on your own because that would likely create conflict. There have been cases of driver bashing up others because of misunderstanding. So, road rage happen. Don't be part of it. Don't become a victim of such conflict. If you are involved in an accident, remain calm and don't argue with the other party. Just call the police and let them handle the situation. Speed of vehicle should be within speed limit and slowly, especially in the areas of schools, hospitals, and others. There is another urgency for the strict rules and regulation of safety on roads. In more serious accident, injuries, or death may have caused occurred, everyone should follow instruction and rules while driving or while using a vehicle. Again, remain calm and call assistance if you are able to. Otherwise, wait for assistance to arrive. The best policy, however, is to avoid accident. For in an accident, it does not really matters who is right or wrong. What matters is our lives. So again, please drive responsibly. Thank you and good afternoon, everyone.
Thank you so much for that very informative, welcoming remarks, Mr. Nalios. Thank you for reminding us as well kung ano gid ka-importante ang aton nga mga safety measures, especially that this pandemic has made terrible impact in our society and talamak na gid ang aton nga mga aksidente sa aton road. So it is very important that at an early age, we must be aware of these safety measures. So once again, good afternoon everyone. And kung wala na, hindi na ako magpadugay pa, i-introduce ko sa sininga hapon ang atong resource speaker. So our resource speaker for this afternoon finished his elementary years at Victoria's Elementary School. He finished his high school at Victoria's National High School. He took his college years at Technological University of the Philippines, Visayas, as an automotive engineering technology. Also, Bachelor of Science in Engineering Technology at the same school. And 2020 up to present, he is taking up his master's degree at the same school. He also was the service advisor of the year awardee of Honda Cars Negros Occidental in the year 2016. He is also a certified service advisor of Hyundai Asia Resource Incorporated 2020. He is also a service advisor at Volkswagen Philippines in the year 2021. And from February 2019 up to present, he is Pons Automobile Corporation, Hyundai Bacolod Service Advisor, Volkswagen Bacolod Service Advisor Warranty and Job Control, Maxus Bacolod Service Advisor Warranty, Job Control, and Administrator. So without further ado, may we welcome Sir Arjun Afin Despues. Let's give a round of applause, please.
Good afternoon, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. Most of all, I would like to show my appreciation to Carlos Hilado State University for this opportunity na ginhatag to share my knowledge regarding road safety. So for the month of May, our school is celebrating its Global Road Safety Awareness Month. So beyond damo kita everyday na gamit ang dalan. So, I will discuss and I will share to you my experiences as a road user man. And also, I am also the president of XRCP Negros, that is a motorcycling club. And every month, we are also conducting road safety awareness na seminar to all the motorcycle users. It's because aton nga dalan subong is number one tang accident cause in subong is a motorcycle, as you know. So I have here some useful ideas and useful presentations, kag information yung magamit nyo man every time we took the road and we took our travel when we are using our vehicle, motorcycle man or salakyan. So I have here presentation regarding road safety. So road safety. So kahapos lang sa Iambal road safety. What if hindi ta siya masunod? So next slide na, sir. What if hindi ta siya masunod? This will happen. Accident will happen to us. It's not just about one lives ang kakadula. One life ang kakadula. Way ta kabalo, pamilya ta, friends ta, relative ang atong mga hindi ta kilala, mga strangers nga ra sa dalan. Accident happens anytime. Wala na siya symptoms, wala na sa sang mga natawag ta nga signals or senyales nga umaksidente ko, pero malikawan ta na sila through road safety. So muna siya guys, makita ta sa aton nga screen subong motorcycle and the car accident nga gakatabo every day sa aton nga dalan. Next slide ta, sir. So based on the data from the Philippine Statistics Authority, ang main cause ng death sa 6,440 katao Filipinos as of September 21 from January was caused by accidents. And also, the Philippine National Police Highway or Patrol Group, HPG, claims that road accidents is the fourth leading cause of death in the country in 2015 alone. There were 10,012 Filipinos who died due to road accidents, and every year, fatalities rise by 14.6%. So, makita nyo sa aton data nga ginhatag sa aton nga HPG, kag ang PSA, road accidents are very fatal. Mayo lang kung hindi matabo sa aton, kaloyan lang. Pero, pwede ta ni siya malikawan. So, next slide, sir. What is road safety? Anong kinahanglan ta obrahon? What do we need to be done? What is our role in road safety awareness? As discussed a while ago by Mr. Mark, damo siya gin-discuss nga ara man sa akon sa mga report. We will elaborate that one by one. But at least may idea kita on how is road safety awareness. Are there precautionary measures we need to follow? And lastly, how can we make our road safe? Para sa tanan, hindi lang para sa self ta kay ano ta kahalom. Once nga ang iban wala gahalong, maulamit kita. So how can we make a road safe for everyone? Next, sir. So number one, before we use the roads, we need our vehicles. So before we use our vehicle, we need to check our vehicles regularly. So I have here acronym para hapos tandaan. Blow bagets. It is applied and applicable gid sa motor or any nga salakyan nga ginagamit naton everyday. So blow bagets means B for brakes, L for lights, oil, water, battery, air, gas, engine, and tires, and most especially yourself. So when we travel, we need to check our brakes. What will happen if we don't have brakes? If magpalya ang brakes ta, accident will happen. If we don't have lights, we don't have any signal lights, headlights, kung dulo madulman ka mo, wala ka mo headlight, accidents will happen. Oil, if you don't have oil, there is a breakdown. So accident will happen. At the same time, the water. If water is not checked regularly sa vehicles naton, ma-overheat ta, more likely, accident will happen. At the same time, battery, air and gas, engine, and tires are all in the maintenance side. Ang aton nga pinaka-importante sa tanan, sa pinakakatapusan, ang aton nga self. If hindi prepared ang aton nga kaugalingon sa ina-travel, aton nga plano nga travel, more likely, ma-aksidente kita. So, next, sir. So, take note, guys, sa aton gid nga blow bagets for before we travel. So, we need to check that. So, next slide, sir. So, an old age says that prevention is better than cure. Or that means sometimes we can prevent bad things to happen if we use our foresight to anticipate a possible wrong scenario and address it immediately. Let's say, gadrive ka sa salakyan mo, may unusual nga nag-sound or unusual nga nagasiga sa dashboard. May unusual nga leakage ka nga nakakita. Unusually nga problem gid sa aton is pwede pa man gadlagan pa man. So mo na ang pinaka problema gid. We observe anything unusual going on with the sound or cars or tires, but please do not hesitate to have them checked. Any nga mabatian nyo, any nga mabatian nyo nga sound or any nga makita nyo nga unusual sa aton nga salakyan, please do have it checked sa mga authorized nga mga mechanic. They can check and they can recommend kung anong makinanlanta islan, makinanlanta i-maintain before nyo i-travel ang salakyan. This will not cost you much. It's because it's a maintenance. But for dako ang mabulig for safety, number one for safety naton, hindi kita maaksidente, hindi kita pagidulog sa dalan. At the same time, ang time, hindi gid mabayaran ang time kung mabiriya ka, hindi ka kalabot sa imo nga kaladtuan. And just like a human body, your car needs a regular checkup. Its brake may not be tight, the side mirrors are not well angled, or the air filters are dirty. So, gagmay na siya guys nga sa maintenance ng side ni portion, but it can cost you accident kung hindi ni siya ma-maintain. So, it is imperative to have your car checked every now and then with your mechanic. So, aton nga salakyan, the same gid sa aton nga lawas. May unusual lang, isyan ano kagamay. I am recommending to have it checked with your mechanic, authorized mechanic, or sa mga kaangsa naton, mga dealership kung diin tagin kuha ang salakyan. So, prevention is better than cure. So, next slide, sir. So I have here, guys, example of the brakes that are not functioning well. Nag-travel si sir, wala gali preno. What did he do? Interest nga niya preno ti Elia. What happened? Bungwa na sila nga tatlo. So a well-maintained vehicle is a safe vehicle. A safe vehicle is a safe vehicle for everyone else. Pedestrian, sa tawo, sa ibang nga salakyan, nga nagagamit man sa atong dalan. So keeping your vehicle in a good working condition ensures that you and your travel companions are safe when you are on the road. You can also lessen the probability of getting into an accident if your automobile is working properly. If you can go back sa aton nga blow bagets, every component na mentioned ko dito is having a major role sa aton nga pag-travel. Wala ka lang lights, wala ka lang brakes, wala ka lang sanggang pigaw-pigaw tires mo, sa self mo hindi ka prepared, it will surely cause you an accident. So guys, please do make sure na gina-check ang vehicle ta once in a while, every mag-travel or every month. Kaya pwede ito sa mapacheck if may mga unusual. Sir, next slide to, sir. Importante again. So always wear our seatbelt. So it's not applicable sa aton yung motorcycle. It's because I am recommending when we are using motorcycles, I am recommending to use a full face helmet gid when we are riding motorcycles. But when we are using our vehicles, four-wheel vehicles, we please do wear your seatbelt at all times. Hindi lang kay may ara kita manugdakop. Hindi lang kay ang aton nga purpose na design, but ang purpose na is for the safety. Wala ta kabalo sa aksidente kung ara lang sa guwaan or pag travel mo maksidente ka. So, please always wear seatbelt. Next slide, sir. So, wearing seatbelt should be the least thing that drivers and passengers can do as soon as they're seated. So, pagsaka pa lang sa salakyan before we start, please do have your seatbelt buckle on. Failure to abide by the simple obligation may not only lead to the payment of fine, mga dakopta, HPG, LTO. So, muna na sila usually nga pa seatbelt sa aton eh. Uy, may HPG, seatbelt ko. Uy, may checkpoint, may seatbelt ko. So, hindi na siya mo. Ladies and gentlemen, aton nga seatbelt is designed to protect us sa aksidente, not to protect us from LTO and HPG. Please do remember that. And also suspension of driver's license if kung kapila ka madakpan. Wearing seatbelt saves our life, especially during collision, because the force brought by the impact will spread throughout our body. Thus, we feel lesser pain and stress. So next time you're bored, always buckle up. So makita nyo guys, 3 easy steps. Butungon tang seatbelt, takod, okay na. Plastado na ang seatbelt ta. What if we meet an accident? Wala ta naka-seatbelt. What will happen? Ara guys, makita nyo sa dalom. Ano natabo? Nag-una sasaya sa lakyan. Pagbunggo, siya yung nagtabog. Ang isa, ginakaptan niya pa ang iya manubela sa nagtabog sa. Kaya wala sa naka-seatbelt. So, seatbelt can save our life. Hindi ka magtabog, seatbelt will hold you from the sudden impacts na ginobra sa aksidente. So, malesen ang ating bodily injury once we are on seatbelt. Okay, sir? Next slide, sir. Next, we need to follow traffic rules and regulations. Ang signs and symbols nga makita ta sa dalan, it's not just there nga design. It's there to give you precaution, to give the pedestrian precaution, to promote safety sa aton nga dalan. So we need to follow traffic rules. Next slide, sir. Number 1, obeying traffic laws is a simple yet often overlooked action to prevent accidents. May picture kita sa right side, maliko siya gali sa left, ara siya sa right lane. So hindi ginatsakto. Ang problema, wala pa na sa signal light. So what will happen kung may kasunod si mga dasig? Eventually, accident will happen. Even the slightest error, such as signaling before turning or following too closely, can be lethal. Wala kakabalos ang speed sa kasunod si mo, base truck ang kasunod sa imo, fatal gid ang accident nga matabo. So please guys, do obey traffic rules and regulation. Next, sir. So, we have here some of the traffic signs and symbols nga often makita ta sa dalan. No overtaking, turn left ahead, no left turn, one-way traffic. Those are just examples sa aton nga traffic signs and symbols nga makita sa dalan. What if wala tagin follow? One-way traffic. Let's say, tananda truck gasulod. One-way traffic. Ginsulod mo yung auto ka. What will happen to you? Bungguan ka sa truck. Aksidente ka na, mayo na kundi ka mapatay. It's because you didn't follow the one-way traffic nga rule. No left turn. Nga nagliko ka da. Pag liko mo, left turn, tanan nga salakyan mo bunggo sa imo. It's because you disregard the traffic rules nga no left turn. No overtaking. You will see that on the lines sa aton nga dalan. There is no overtaking portion. Ikaw yan nag-overtake ka. May sugata ka nga sa lakyan, counterflow ang guwa mo, accident will happen. And surely fatal na. It's because both of you are running on the same a speed nga mas tasig kumpara sa normal yung padlagyan. It's because you are overtaking. Follow the street signs, whether is it a stop sign, a speed limit, or a construction sign. It is always imperative that you are observing and reacting to these instructions. They are placed there for the safety of the vehicles on the road. Okay, sir? Next slide, sir. Next is follow the rules of overtaking. Dapat kita aksidente sa buong take place sa overtaking. Why? Number 1, driver, wala ga-follow sa mga rules of overtaking. Number 2, wala gina-follow ang mga lines nga present sa dalan. Ang iban, wala kabalong may makita ta nga solid double line, may mga solid line kita nga single, meron kita broken line. Para sa ano na? It's not just about a divider sa dalan. It has also its purpose and its design. Gintundaan sa naton nga mga nagbutang dira sa DPWH, kung diin na sila mga plano lang butang, na kung diin safe mag-overtake, kung hindi safe mag-overtake. So we need to follow the rules of overtaking. So next slide, sir. So I have here two examples sa mga linya naton sa aton nga ginagamit ng roads. So when we see a double solid yellow line, this, ladies and gentlemen, it is the indicators that there is no overtaking on that highway. Double solid line, which means left and right na counterflow, wala overtaking. On the middle part, meron kitang limited may single solid line. And for the left side, pwede ka overtake. It's because naka-broken line siya. At the same time, the same through sa aton nga third example, sa left nga image. Sa aton naman yung right side, pwede ka kaliko. So, simplified, broken lines, which means pwede ka overtake. A single solid line means you can overtake, but with precaution. A double solid line means please do not overtake. A failure to follow these lines may lead to accidents. It's because ikaw nga driver, isalig ka nga wala da sugata, it's because you are running on a double solid line nga highway. Gulpi lang may nag-overtake sa piyak nga line. Ano matabo? Head-on collision. At the same time, wala ta kabalo, basi fatal pa matabo sina. It's because of the speed nga gi-occur sa highway nga. So next slide sir. Rumble strips. Damo ni mamangkot nga nagutang sila. Ano ni sa ang rumble strips? Usually, amo ni sa ang ginatawag nilang burr. Rumble strips, ang sunod-sunod na nakaumbok na linya sa daan. So amo ni siya guys ang mga unusual nga pa-vibrate sa salakyan ta. It is placed usually before flyovers, before intersection, before pedestrians. Ang purpose ni para ma-alert ang driver of the restriction of the speed nga approaching sa intersection, approaching sa ato ni overpass. So amo na siyang purpose guys. Kung medyo katuyo ka, pukaon niya ka na, mabugtawan ka is because of the vibration created by these rubbers nga ginbutang nila sa dalan. So it means be cautious. May matabok, ara ka sa overpass. So please lower down your speed and be cautious sa mga, it's either the pedestrian or intersecting vehicles. So amo na siyang purpose ni guys, sa rumble strips. So wala na sige butang para lang magpa-vibrate, may purpose siya sa. Okay? Next slide. May ara kita ginatawag nga 2-second rule. So ano na siya? Usually, we tend to tailgating. So ano na siyang tailgating guys? So tailgating, ano na siyang pagsunod sa salakyan. Sa likod sa salakyan, lapit-lapit kayo. It is a frequent cause of accidents where the person that is driving too close is usually held liable. Sa aton dire sa Pilipinas, kung sino nakabunggo, siya ang may sala. So let's say nagulpi prinong sa tubang mo, since nga ikaw nga kasunod, dikit kaayo sa iya. Pag bunggo mo, ikaw may sala sa iya. Even though nakabalo ka, nga siya ang nagpreno hugot. So, amo na aton layi. Sino nakabunggo, siya ang liable. Kaya amo na aton nga road laws and regulations nga ginapati sa aton LTO. And make sure that you are at least 2 seconds away from the vehicle in front of you. Paano mo balaan nga 2 seconds away ka? Kung makita mo ang buli sa salakyan niya naglabay sa isa ka poste, you may count 1. Kung naglabay na sa imo ang poste, nga nag-count ka pa lang 1, you are 1 second away sa salakyan niya na. If you can count 2 or 3 or more seconds away, paglabay sa imo sang poste nga na, you are that second away. So let's say nakaglabay sa imo ang poste 2 seconds, after sang paglabay sa isang salakyan, you are 2 seconds away sa salakyan nga na. If it approaches you faster, then it takes you to cover 2. It is safe. Do you need to give the car some space? 2 seconds or more are safer. Mas layo, mas safety is because nga siya magliko sa gulpe, siya nagpreno sa gulpe, wala problema. Maka-brake ka, makalikaw ka. So, okay, good. Nga, i-observe ta ng 2 second rules. Others are using 2 second or more para safer pa gid sa aton nga dalan. So, minimum of 2 sa aton nga sunod sa ibang nga salakyan or motorcycle. Okay? Next slide. Defensive driving. Do not trust other people to follow traffic rules. So, amo na sa nambal ni Sir Mark Agina, kung wala sila yagapate sa traffic rules and regulation, please do follow traffic rules and regulation. It is a simple tips. There will be people who do not obey them. Therefore, it is useful to be cautious of other drivers on the road and expect errors and traffic violations. expect the worst, perme, sa aton nga dalan. So we need to have defensive driving. So ano ni siya? Oh, next slide, sir. Defensive driving. The defensive driver does not just concentrate on his or her own actions. Hindi lang kaugalingon mo ang ginalantaw mo, yung ginabantayan mo. So, anticipates the likely actions of other road users. So, you are also looking forward sa aton nga iban nga mga driver, iban nga mga salakyan, pedestrian. So, you are anticipating their movement also sa dalan. So, ensuring you are aware of potential hazards and other road users actions around you, enabling you to take proactive action to avoid an incident. So let's say may makita ka sa punta nga manugtabok nga pedestrian, what do you need to do? You will go fast or go slower. So dira palang daan, maka-anticipate ka na. You will go slower. Basta magtabok na sa gulpe, makapiparar ka. Let's say, ara ka sa intersection, kita mo may katinabok na salakyan nga dasig, what will you do? You will go faster man or you will slow down and anticipate other vehicles kung saan sila matabok, kung saan ka safe man magtabok. So it's not just about yourself, it's not just about your vehicle, but also it's about other users sa dalan. Mga tao nga gatalabok, mga pedestrian are also road users. So please be aware of them also. Anticipate hazards. Look 15 seconds ahead. O 15 seconds ahead are far away. Amo itong mention ko kanina, layo pa lang, makita mo na, bahar ka na. Giving yourself a time to react para mahatag mo ang reaction niya insakto. Hindi kay base pa lang dasig kay padasigo no pagid ang aton nga dalagan sa salakyan. Once na matabukan kay gulpe, sala nang i-react mo. It's either ilak mo ang brakes or worst scenario, dalahigon mo ang iban niya pedestrian or ang iban niya salakyan. So aim to always scan your mirrors and look beyond the vehicle in front of the in front, as this will help you to be aware of possible hazards before it's too late. So ang aton nga salakyan are having a mirror, side mirrors, rear view mirror. Subong may ara nakita yung tawag nga mga sensors, traffic sensors, road assist. So tanan na sila are very useful in giving us possible mga time para makareact just in case may mga hazards sa dalan. Example, gali ka permisi mo side mirror, please do a glance sa aton nga side mirror every now and then. Kung ga-drive kita, rear view mirror if possible, para at least na-predict na ito na may gasunod sa akong truck or may gasunod sa akong ambulance. So I can react properly sa aton nga sa dalan ta, sa aton nga pag-travel. It's because more and more accidents happen is because nga wala nga lantaw sa side mirror. Gagulpi lang liko, gagulpi lang prino. Not considering sa mga tao, mga salakyan nga sa likod nga gasunod sa ila. What if they are speeding? What if emergency to galing sa likod, wala ka kabalo? Gulpi ka lang nagliko, gilikuan na sila nga muna ang speed nila, what will happen? Bungguan ka nila. First scenario, yung madalait pa nga iban. The accident happens. So always, scan your mirrors and look beyond the vehicle in front and in rear. Be vigilant once we are driving sa aton nga sa dalan. Sir, next slide, sir. Drive conveniently. Driving conveniently means driving under good conditions. Hindi ka tuyo, hindi ka hubog, hindi ka kapoy, or free from the influence of alcohol or dangerous drugs, or even sleepiness can make you fall asleep while driving. And amo na pinakadelikado nga matabo sa aton is because hindi ta na makontrol ang salakyan once matulugan ta. Hindi ta na ang aton nga reaction time sa dalan is not normal. Kung tuyo kita, ang aton nga mga reflex actions sa dalan are not normal when we are under the influence of alcohol or worst scenario nakadrugs ta. So it will not only endanger our life but also the passengers and pedestrians and iban nga araw sa dalan once matulugan kita. Ibutang-tang ilang nga kabuhi sa ital-ital. I have also a problem with that with the driving nga ginatuyo, it's because I am working 8 to 5. At the same time, mayroon ako mga extracurricular activities in which gapuli ko kada gabi sa Victorias. I am from Victoria City. And that is 41 kilometers away from here sa Bacolod. Base akon nga ginaubrahan. So usually based on experience guys, mayroon ako tendency nga gakatulugan ko. Nakatulugan ko sa kakapoy, gakatulugan ko sa hangin, grabing bukay. I'm using motorcycle for everyone to know. Ginabrihan ko na helmet ko. So para hindi ko matulugan. So pinaka worst experience natabo sa ako, natulugan ko, nagsaylo ang motor ko sa piyak na lane. What will happen? Saylo sa piyak na lane without even knowing it. It's because sa imong utok tulugan ka, tawhay mo nimo. Pagka makabugtaw ka lang through the horns of other vehicles, mayo lang, kaya nakabalik ko sa lane ko. Eventually, nakabalik ko. So what if wala ka kabalik? What will happen? Motor kontra salakyan. So you know what will happen? Accident. So mayo lang kayo, wala na mayo lang hindi ka matamaan. Pero safety first kid. What I am doing is I am taking a break every time makabatsag ko tuyo. I am slowing down or I am putting a full stop sa isa ka well-lighted nga dalan kung gabi. 5 minutes break will put you up, gather some energy luwat na makadrive. Batuan tang puntuang katuyo kay damo ko friends and relatives nga na-aksidente tungod nga natulugan sa biyahe. So kung sa lakyan, ayaw lang kung ikaw lang isa, bisan ikaw lang nga ni isa, mo nang problema. Pero for the safety of other persons, other road users or other passengers nga ra sa imo, please do have a break every time nga kabatsag kita tuyo. So drive conveniently. So mo sa guys, and drive conveniently. Okay, slide sir. Sa example gid, please don't drink and drive. I have here the image of a drunken driver. Speeding siya sa highway. Ang panulukan niya sa dalan blurred na. So how can we react if our sight amo na sa ka-blurred? Paano ta katansya? Paano ta ma-follow ang 2-second rules? Paano pa ta na maisip when we are in the influence of alcohol or drugs in the worst scenario? So once again, guys, please don't drink and drive. Next slide, sir. Thus, if you don't want to find yourself behind the bars, avoid these dangerous substances every time you drive. Also, whether you are traveling in short or long distance, you have to make sure that you resist sleepiness. Like I mentioned earlier, please do have a break every time yung kabatsag kita sa sleepiness. It's because once nga gina-resist ang katuyo, samtang ka-drive, we are making it more mas lala pagid ang nato niya katuyo when we are resisting it. Sipping a cup of coffee or drinking energy drink before taking the road may be a good help to avoid this. Or otherwise, you can pull off your car properly and recharge your body by getting a quick nap. So, the same, sa ginobra ko, pahuway for maximum of 5 minutes, maka-recharge ka na. Kung sa salakyan, park properly, hindi ka tulog 5 to 10 minutes, makabawi-bawi ka lang, okay na yun. Okay na masyagin. So, please, follow these precautions para at least maka-safe ng atong travel, but at the same time, not just ourselves, but for the safety of others. So, next slide. Please, eyes on the road, focus on the road. So, it's also the same, sa discuss na kanina, but when we focus on the road, it means sa dalan ng gid, the way we drive, the way we anticipate accidents, the way we anticipate other vehicles, we anticipate other pedestrians. No other else if you are the driver. Next slide to sir. Nga kinahanglan ta eyes on the road gid. Please focus on driving. What will happen if you are using your mobile phones while you are driving? Ang mata mo para sa cellphone, wala na sa dalan. What will happen? Wala ka kita. Ara na sa tubang mong salakyan, chat ka pa. People focusing on other activities while driving, such as texting, talking to a passenger, or changing the radio station, can cause a mass amount of accidents on the road and lead to injuries. Amo gini sa guys, ladies and gentlemen, ang pinaka-common nga gakatabo o nga gaka-aksidente ibang mga motorista is because of this, not focusing on driving. More likely, cellphone or aton yung mga radio subong, may mga TV na, may mga video players, yaka-distracta. Please do avoid distractions such as cell phones or any pagiging activities or even gani talking to your passengers while driving can eventually lose your focus on the driving. It is a pinnacle while driving that the operator of the vehicle has their eyes on the road. Ulain gid guys kung nakafocus ka sa driving, once may mga unexpected happenings, unexpected nga mga scenario sa dalan, we can react on time. We can have our reaction sa situation on time. We can have our correct judgment kung anong mahimuon ta sa dalan if we are focusing on driving. If we are not, more likely, wala tami mahimo. We will just look what will happen and accident will happen. Nag-freeze ka na. It's because the cellphone ka, distracted ka. So, it will lead to car accident and injuries again. Okay, next slide, sir. So, in part of it, this is a common problem, especially in millennials who treat their phones and gadgets indispensable. We end without thinking that this is a dangerous practice, and it tends to lose focus on the road. So if you value your life over your gadgets, fix your eyes on the road all the time. Si Sir na rin yung nag-drive, gambal pa sa nga kaya kuya mag-text and drive without knowing nga dead end nagali sandalan. So, lupad yun ang matabo. Accident will happen. You cannot do multitask when you are driving. Reaching your smartphone, attend to your needs. Kung kinahanglan gid why nga hindi na pwede ka pundo. Pwede kita kapundo sa kilidalan 5 minutes o chat, text, call. Tapuson. Inform them. I am driving. I am in the road. So please, can I attend you later? Hamba lang na guys ang kulang. If mga emergency ta, pull over para ma-attend ang emergency nga na. Kaya karon, if you are attending to that emergency with compromising your safety, will lead you to much greater emergency sa dalan. Not just yourself, but for the other road users. Okay? Next slide, sir. Pinaka-importante sa tanan, be courteous to your fellow drivers. So, damo kita subo makita sa social media nga mga videos or any nga mga scenario nga makita nyo gali na utay sa dalan, road rage, binuyayaway, grabe ang dumadulay na sila. It's because of this. Hindi courteous. So, we need to respect each other sa dalan. Control your anger, control your temper at most times. Yun. Magbigayan kung sa ating language, Filipino language, para at least wala sang suyaay. And then, malikawan na aksidente. So, next slide, sir. So, your kindness should be taken anywhere, even you are on the road. Being courteous encompasses a lot of gestures. A simple approve or a simple nod and simple smile na makita sa ibang motorist can be means a lot sa ibang na driver. For example, nagdunganay ka mo sa intersection. A simple gesture siya nga ipaunahon mo siya. A simple gesture nga mauna ka. Being courteous to one another can give you much safer road sa imo kay sa iban. So, such as not limited to keeping a distance between you and your car and the vehicle in front of you, but avoid the habit of changing lanes from time to time and giving signals to approach cars when turning. It's not just about the gestures, guys. Ara man gali sa aton nga salakyan. If we are changing lanes from time to time, please do make sure nga gamit kita sa ang aton nga signal light and aton nga mga hand gestures if possible sa motor para at least hindi as a respect sa nagasunod sa aton. So next slide. Road rage. Kita niyo yung picture. Ara sila sa pedestrian, nagkakamugay. So it's because frustrated drivers, grabe ang di makontrol ang anger management, grabe gate, aggressiveness, ang stress, ang violence. So malikawan ta na siya guys through respecting each other sa dalan. So please do control your temper. Kapag pagid may mga nakita kitang pasaway sa dalan, please do control your temper. Kaya may ara man kitang kabuhi nga gina safety. So please do not attempt to run over them or attempt to fight over kung ano man ang gusto yang nga imong tadlong. Bayin na lang. Be patient and be calm sa dalan to avoid driver and iban pagid ang pedestrian road rage. So malikawan ta na sila. Next slide, sir. So we need to follow speed limit. It is also mentioned by a while ago by Mr. Mark. So every city, every highway sa aton sa Pilipinas have its own speed limit. The reckless driving is undeniably dangerous as it is proven to cause accidents, which include death or damage to property. To avoid reckless driving, it is incumbent upon every driver to observe the required speed limit while driving. Speed limit guys is one of the main cause ng iban nga fatal gid ang mga accidents because nga wala gina-follow ang speed limit sa aton nga mga highway. There is a city diri sa aton nga allowed lang gid magpadalagan ang mga salakyan 20 kilometers per hour. Let's say all of your fellow drivers are driving at 20 kilometers per hour and then you are driving 100 kilometers per hour. Kaya wala mo yung ginasunod. So what will happen? All of the slow-moving vehicles may tendency gid nga may mabungguan kada. It's because of their speed. Grabe kaya kadasig. What if ang speed limit na ginbutang sa syudad? It's because there is so many pedestrian, there is a school zone ahead sa dalan nga na. May simbahan, may merkado, which is grabe ang pedestrian nga katabok. Wala mo yung follow ang speed limit nga na. What will happen? Aksidente. Not just pedestrian ang mabungguan mo, pero may mga property pa sa kilid dalan nga possible na madalahig. Kung ginaswerte kapag gid may mapatay. So please do avoid overspeeding sa aton nga salakyan kag sa motor. Please do avoid it ang aton nga overspeeding. Kay amo gina sa ang pinakadasig nga cause sa aksidente ang overspeeding. In the Philippines, the driver is allowed to drive at least 100 kilometers per hour in tollways, 80 kilometers per hour in national highways, and 60 kilometers per hour in the city. But it depends, guys, sa location sa aton nga syudad or ang depende sa traffic rules and regulation nga gintakda sa isa ka syudad kung pila ang ilang speed limit. But then, speed limit are just rules and regulations man sa isa ka syudad. When we are driving, please observe your self-speed limit. Kasi diin ka mag-drive kung may ara ka sang speed limit sa kagalingon mo nga mag-drive lang ko amo ni. We can drive at least 160 kilometers per hour without being involved in an accident. We can drive 80 kilometers per hour but still magka-involve pa ta sa aksidente. So in aton nga brohon, we will have our limit sa aton kagalingon. So we need to drive kung pila ang speed nga safe sa imo, safe sa pedestrian, safe sa other road users. So usually 60 to 80 will do. Mas importante nga makahuli kita safely kaysa mas madasig ang lagyan ta. Mas dako ang chance kay ang risk nga maaksidente kita. So we need to follow speed limit. So next slide, sir. Overspeeding kills you. So you need to kill your speed. So may speed limit, sir, nga nakita, 35 lang. speedometer yung naglalapaw. So what happened is aksidente. Gulpi lang may nagtabok na pedestrian. Ang speed limit is 20 kilometers per hour. You can have your emergency brake sa amo ng adlagan. You can stop your vehicle eventually if you're running on that speed. If there is an emergency nga magtabok nga tawo, wala may nakakita sa imo, may natumba sa tubang mo, with that speed, you can eventually stop your car or the motorcycle safely. It's because of that speed. Maglapaw ka tira, if there is an emergency, braking na needed, so hindi na siya ma-apply. Tendency, it's either iswerve mo ang salakyan pakadto sa iban ng salakyan or properties or pedestrian, or rektahon mo bunggo ang mga properties na sa tubang or pedestrian or scenario may makatay pa. So speed can kill you, but please kill your speed for the safety of everyone. Okay, sir. Next slide. Use your mirrors. So, as discussed earlier sa aton yung mga previous na slides, ang aton nga salakyan is installed with side mirrors, rear view mirrors, or even sensors nga makadetect sa pedestrian or other road users sa dalan. So, we need to use them as part of the prevention sa aksidente. At the same time, monitoring sa mga tanang gakatabo. And so, we can anticipate sa mga gakatabo sa aton nga dalan. So, side mirrors, may example kita. So, next slide, sir. So, mirrors are designed in our cars for a purpose. Using mirrors also allows the driver to anticipate possible traffic situations. So on the right side, we have the side mirrors. On the on the left side, is we have our side mirrors. On the right side, we have our center mirrors. So makita nyo din may salakyan sa likod, ma-monitor sa driver, may salakyan sa kilid, ma-monitor sa driver, so that we can anticipate possible traffic situations. For example, checking rear mirrors from time to time allows the driver to observe motor vehicles who are trying to overtake and whether such vehicle gives proper signal to other drivers. So, it's not just for the safety luwat sa aton kaugalingon ng aton salakyan, but for the safety of others na gagamit man sa dalan. Para sila sa likod, para sila sa atubang, para sila sa kilid, they are anywhere. So, we can monitor them by means of these mirrors. If medyo high-tech na ang salakyan, we have our traffic assistance sensor, la road lane sensor. So, makita ta ang mga palapit nga salakyan sa imo, mga salakyan nga mahana mo overtake sa imo, mga salakyan nga pwede mo ma-overtakean. So, they can detect. So, muna sila mga upgraded yung mga assist subong to promote road safety man sa aton nga kaya mga gagamit sa dalan. So, when we are trying to overtake, when we are trying to change lanes or turns, please do have your signal lights used. Signal lights, hand gestures for the motorcycle, or signal lights man, horn, mga safety features sa salakaton ng salakyan, or lights. Even your headlight, brake light can be your safety precautions every time you do a movement or any action sa dalan. So, from time to time, please do check your side mirrors and your rear view mirrors for safety. Next slide, sir. So the list nga tanan tangagin na open up are just one sa atong mga kinalanon for the road safety. There are more. There are damo pa gid nga pwede ta matakol for road safety. So as you go on driving, you will tend to adopt other means depending on the circumstance. So when we anticipate any incident or any movement sa dalan, kita mismo as a driver ang ga-adapt to depende sa circumstance just to avoid accidents. It is worth to note that these measures are not difficult to heed. It does not require you to shell out money or ask others to fulfill it. It's because we just need ourselves. We just need our self-discipline para ma-promote ang road safety. Imagine na road nga tanan nga driver is self-disciplined, courteous, tanan nga driver respectful, what will happen? Accidents are, we cannot predict accidents, but we can lessen. That's why Hambal Manila, prevention is better than cure. Kung may aksidente gitman, hindi amo naka-fatal. It's because every one of us is following traffic rules and regulations. Every one of us are giving ways sa iban. Wala nakalabay, sige, respectful, respect sa iban. Hindi pagkakita sa gitanay, may gamay lang na problema sa gitanay dayon. So as a matter of fact, following these measures does not require special skill, but self-discipline. When we implement these measures on the road, we can avoid numerous accidents and save thousands of lives. So wala na kabalo. Kasi ikaw ga-drive sa motor, family member mo ga-drive sa iban nga motor. So what if wala ka na pangayo, once nga may aksidente nga tabo, pag wala ka kabalo family member mo rin nabungguan mo. So it will be grabe gi kasakit. It's because nga wala may simple lang gid nga wala tagin sunod as a road user. Kaya nga wala tagin sunod ang road safety, may gin disregard ta precautionary measures, meron ta traffic signs and regulations nga wala gin sunod. So gamay lang na siya nga sala, but it will be a very big effect kung mag-aksidente ka. Kaya wala ta kabalo kung saan na matabo. So we need to be prepared. We need to be very vigilant sa dalan para at least malikawan ta ang mga aksidente. So ang pinaka-importante nga rason gid kung nga we are following these precautionary measures. We are doing these road safety seminars. We are doing these reminders sa tanan nga nagagamit sa dalan. It's because, next slide sir, we are anticipating na makapuli gid. We are having our family nga gawlat sa aton. So amo na sila pinaka-importante nga finish line sa aton nga pag-travel. So it's either we are with them or they are waiting for us to come back home safe and sound. We have our family waiting for us. So please guys, ladies and gentlemen, please do follow ang aton mga road safety, mga precautionary measures, signs and symbols sa aton ligalan. It's because wala ta kabalo, may gawlat na. It's not about yourself, may gawlat mo na ang pamilya sa possible mga bungguan, may gawlat mo yung pamilya sa possible nga madula sa munang adlaw nga matabo ang aksidente. So next slide sir. So guys, thank you and please keep safe everyone sa paggamit sa dalan for everyday use. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sir Arjun, for that very comprehensive kind of presentation regarding our road safety. So at this point of time, this is an opportunity or an avenue rather for our viewers to post your questions or comments or clarifications if you wish to do so. The comment section is open and these questions could be answered by our speaker. So while we are waiting, if there are questions or clarifications in the comment box or the comment section, I will be giving my personal insights regarding the talk of our resource speaker this afternoon. So I agree that indeed those safety measures does not really require skills but rather self-discipline. Ang aton nga attitude as a person are reflected with our actions. So these safety measures will be meaningless or disregarded if we do not practice themselves within ourselves. So indeed, change begins within ourselves. Miskan gamay lang ang mga ginawi as long as we are abiding to the rules of our society because laws are there to provide us order in the society to avoid chaos itself. And if us as citizens hindi tayo maging responsible, especially sa dalan, and this month of May is Road Safety Month, then magkalaula kita sa dalan, especially sa mga car owners dira, if hindi ka mo kabalo mag-maintain sa inyong cars dira, kung hindi ka mo kabalo mag-check. And as mentioned by our speaker, meron siya ginhatag nga acronym sa Blow Bagets, and I have really thought about that. Miskan wala pa ko yaga own car, pero at least gingaan yung ta idea if someday maging car owners kita. And of course, it is not enough as well nga lantawon talang yung mga traffic signs nga ara sa dalan. We must be mindful or aware kung ano ang meaning sini. That's why we need to be educated. And this talk or webinar itself has made clear nga kinanglan i-made ta ginangaton self-available per me sa mga matabo sa aton nga palibot. So if wala ka mo questions, let us proceed to the awarding of the Certificate of Appreciation.
Ayan na, sige. Isa. Oo. Bali, di ba, kay lang na kay Sir Stephen, di ba,
Sir, before we proceed pala sa atong nga Certificate of Appreciation, there are questions ka nagpapagalis pagalista akong nga mind, no?
Sige, ma'am.
So, can I ask, sir, what are the differences between collisions and casualties? And what is the maximum speed that you can drive?
Send ko lang siya.
I will answer, ma'am, for first. What is the maximum speed you can drive?
Sige, ma'am.
So it depends. It depends on yourself kung ano makaya mo. But if you're asking me, I am driving also a bigger motorcycle, so I am capable also of doing 100 plus kilometers per hour. But on the highways, I am recommending to drive under 100 kilometers per hour is because amo na siya ang pinakahapos kag pinaka dasig nga reaction time if may mga wala kita ginapangayo ang katabo sa dalan. Example, if you are running 100 kilometers per hour over and there is an accident happen sa tubang mo or any vehicle nga mag-interrupt sa imo dalagan, you can maneuver your motorcycle well. You can pwede ka kalikaw, pwede ka kahatag way sa iba ni dalan if you are running 100 kilometers below. But if you are running over 100 kilometers, you cannot control eventually sa imong motor. Ang pinagid ka budlay is mag-lock ang brakes mo, hindi mo na makontrol, mag-swerve. If you are using a vehicle, four-wheel vehicle, if you are using cars, an SUV, or any other dagko nga salakyan, I strongly recommend you to run below 100 kilometers per hour. It's because it's the average speed nga makontrol naton ang salakyan if we meet some accidents or emergency sa dalan or may mga pedestrian ni gulpi magtabok, may mga sudden mga changes sa lane, so wala siyang pinaka the best. Even though nga rakita sa open highway, please do make sure nga nubo ang aton dalagan. Damo dibi sa aton sa Negros Highway nga straight nga wala nagabot ang speed limit. So tendency is we need gakatabo gid ang speed up kita. Happen pagid let's say one hawa ng dalan, ang temptation of speeding it over 100 is there. Even happen pagid kung gagamit ka sa mga motor nga dagko. So I am recommending everyone to drive as safe as possible with those recommended speeds in which below 100 kilometers per hour yet. So the difference between collision and ano to ganing isa ma?
Casualty, sir.
And casualties. Collisions are terms for the vehicles, duha ka salakyan nga nagbungguanay. So once nga magbungguanay na, there are casualties. So the driver muna siyang ginatawag ng mga casualties. So may mga nasamaran or may napatay in a worst scenario, muna silang casualties. But for the collisions, it is the terms for the both vehicles, mga salakyan or motor nga nagbungguanay.
Thank you so much, Sir Arjon. Very clarified gid ko no sa akon nga questions. And indeed, it is very important for us to anticipate possible scenarios. And as an old saying would go, like what you mentioned earlier, prevention is better than cure. Thank you so much, Sir Arjun. So at this point of time, we will proceed finally to the giving of the Certificate of Appreciation. This certificate of appreciation is awarded to Mr. Arjun Afin Y. Despues for his generosity to share his skills and expertise as resource speaker in Street for Life in a webinar as part of our celebration of Global Road and Safety Month, given the 16th day of May 2022 at Carlos Hilado Memorial State University, Talisay Campus, Negros Occidental. Signed by the Director of Disaster for Reduction and Management, Sir John C. Balaan, and Director for External Affairs, Mr. Roderick K. Samonte. Let's give a round of applause, please. So once again, thank you so much, Sir Arjun, for your time and effort, giving us a very comprehensive presentation of what it means to be safe in the roads. And gingaan gid kami opportunity to realize that our individual character really matters on this kind of situation.
Yes.
So thank you so much once again, sir. At this point of time, may I call on the Director for Student Affairs and Services to give her closing remarks, no other than Dr. Janet P. Espinosa.
Um, Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you, Elaine, to the DRRM Director of CAMSI Alihis Campus, Mr. Mark Gerald Nalios, and of course to our speaker this afternoon, the Service Advisor of Volkswagen Bacolod, Hyundai Bacolod, Maxus Bacolod, and under Ponce Automobile Corporation,
Yes,
Mr. Arjun Afin Y. Despues. Thank you very much for gracing our university's Global Road Safety Month celebration, ang KAMSI, sir, nagkamsuna, with the
yes, ma'am.
theme Road Safety Seminar Students for Life. And thank you so much for sharing with us about, more or less to avoid, to prevent road accidents. You presented a very, very they call the statistics in terms of accidents. But my takeaway for that presentation is that these accidents can be avoided and can be prevented. And there are many ways that we can do that. I was able to understand more about low baguette, self safe vehicle. Our vehicles to be very safe, seat belt. You really have to follow traffic rules. I am a driver myself, but I am telling you, I drive slow. I do not really, do the overspeeding because the
Yes,
fact
ma'am.
that I learned already driving in my early 40s, so medyo nagka-careful na kita kay sometimes ang atong vision do hindi naman namin, no? But really you are correct when you said that accidents can really be avoided, especially just by following traffic rules. So in behalf of the OSA and of course the director of the Center for External Affairs, Mr. Roderick Sarmonte, I want to thank you very much, Mr. Disques, and I hope that this would not be the first and the last that we'll be inviting you, because in the coming years we will be embarking on a lot of activities already, and of course with the celebration of global road safety every May, be sure that we'll always be keeping in touch with you. Sir, thank you very much in behalf of
Very much
President
welcome.
Ladnan. Madam Ugit nga salamat for sharing your time and knowledge and expertise with KAMSU. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very much, our very own Director for Student Affairs and Services, Dr. Janet P. Espinosa, and of course, our resource speaker this afternoon, Sir Arjun Afin Despues. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
sir.
ma'am.
At this point of time, we will have our evaluation, and you can fill up those evaluation forms rather, along with this link provided in the page itself. Thank you so much once again. And at this point of time, we will be singing our Kamsi